Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump brought his America First message here to Fredericksburg, Virginia. We're on the ground talking to his supporters about the state of the presidential race. Now, Mr. Trump recently said there's some things he regrets. He didn't give specifics. Do you want him to retract any statements that he's made?
No, I think he's fine. I think he's doing great.
Is there anything you want to see him retract? Anything that would help him retract at this stage of the race?
Well, he said he regrets everything, like some of the things he says, so that's good enough for me.
Anything specific you want him to retract?
No. I mean, that's what you need. You need somebody that will not beat around the bush in politics. Just tell it like it is. Like all these other politicians, they beat around the bush. They tell you one thing, they cater to each crowd. Trump, he doesn't care who he offends. And if he offends some people, fine. If he doesn't, oh well.
We like the outspoken nature of Donald Trump, the fact that he's not a polished politician. He's not part of the establishment. Those smooth-talking politicians are what's wrong with this country. And as the nature of a man to misspeak sometimes and say things that he regrets, his actions will speak louder than his words once he's in office.
Not to be rude, but it's a little late. He said way too many things to many different people. So I think he might have made an effort, but a little bit too late.
Is there something you think he should retract, a statement he should take back to help him with some independent voters, for example?
One of the things that attracts me to the type of person that Mr. Trump is, number one, if you notice throughout the primaries, he pretty much was very open and candid and was just shoot straight forward and straight from the hip. But as you see now, he's really going into general election mode. So he's really taking a lighter stance and even apologizing for some of the things that he has said. And I believe that Mr. Trump, he is a man of integrity, he's a man of vision, and he's a man who will bring the change we need for this time.
Anything you want to see him retract? Any statements that he's made?
Just on the Iraq war. It wasn't unnecessary, and we had it in the bag before we basically pulled the same crap as we did in Vietnam. Dump our ally and leave him to die. We didn't lose Vietnam, and we didn't lose Iraq. We shat on our own victory and betrayed our allies.
I think a lot of what he said, the press kind of went far from what he meant by it, but there's been a few of those that he shouldn't have probably wouldn't have said.
Anything you can think of? Anyone?
Probably like letting or banning all Muslims. He didn't really say that, but that's what the press took and went crazy with it. So that would probably.
That's a good question. I basically agree with most of what he has said. So I'm the wrong person to ask about that. So I mean, I would not have a good answer for that.
Any statements you want to see him retract?
No, he's a New Yorker. He's going to tell it like it is. I like it. I love it, and I think the people love it. Really, you know. I know sometimes he gets overboard, but basically he's telling the truth. He's got his ducks in line. He knows what he's talking about.
In Fredericksburg, Virginia, I'm Nicholas Palissy.